Hello, my name is Felicia Mason. I'm a hypnotherapist in the Coachella Valley. My website is CoachellaValleyHypnosis.com. I wanted to tell you today about why I became a hypnotherapist. It started from when I was very young. I can't even remember the first time I was influenced or interested in hypnosis, but I remember at 9 years old, my mom's friend had a whole collection of books on hypnosis, and I was so excited I asked if I could borrow all of them, and I took home an armful of books about hypnosis, and I tried to read them, but they were very over my head. Unfortunately, a lot of hypnosis books can be difficult to understand when you have no idea what it is you're reading, really. So a lot of that just went shoop, and I never really comprehended much about hypnosis from there. And then one Christmas, my mom got me a book called Love Him Forever by Cherie, Bennet. And that book was about a teenager who is in love with two guys and she can't choose between them. And she ends up having past life regressions and finds out that throughout her past, she's always been torn between these two men. And it's really interesting because you're trying to decide which guy is which in the past life, and then her decisions in the past have led to certain consequences, and depending on what she chooses in this life, she could have different consequences. I loved that book. I can't tell you how many times I read it, and it really opened up my mind to hypnosis being used for past life regression, which to me was so fascinating. My whole life I've been interested in performing. I love acting, and I love the idea of stepping into somebody else's identity, figuring out what are they thinking, what are they feeling, things like that. So this idea that I've been many other people in the past really appealed to me, and it's what kind of got the ball rolling for me. And what I did is I actually, just reading that book, I developed an idea of how exactly past life regressions work. And if you were to talk to any of my best friends in those teenage years, you would find out I was performing past life regressions on them back then. Although at the time I thought it was kind of fiction, and I didn't understand that this was something real that can really happen. So I would do progressive relaxation, you know, like your feet are relaxed, your knees are relaxed, etc. And then just like guide them through a meditation until they were having visions of a past life. And my friends humored me and they went along with it, and they were kind of making things up, and I'd say, "You're just kidding, stop it, stop it." And then one guy, he actually swore that he was not making it up, and when I woke him up from his regression, he was kind of disappointed. He was like, "I wanted to see where that was going." But I was like, "You're making it up, you're making it up." I did not believe him. So I wondered, is this real? Is this real? I don't know, but it's not common knowledge. It's not something that anybody really talked about in the 90s and early 2000s. I didn't know where to go to get information about that. You know, there really wasn't anything on the internet, and so it wasn't really a priority for me. So fast forward a few years, in my early 20s, and I'm reading this book in the library, and it's called The Search for Bridey Murphy, and that is written by Morey, Bernstein. And this book changed my life. Like that was the moment, that was the book. That book is about a guy who performs a past life regression on this woman, and she goes back in time to being this woman called Bridey Murphy. And they do multiple regressions on her, and they gather as much information as they can, and then they go back and they try to research, was she real? Was this person that this woman created real? Can they find proof that she's real? The book is very controversial. I did a lot of research as to whether or not this is valid, was this real, and I didn't know, are past life regressions real? Is reincarnation real? I was kind of having a big, crisis of, I don't know what I believe anymore, but I'm open to it. And so I decided, I want to have my own past life regression. I'm curious what would happen would I really go back to being somebody else? So I started researching hypnotists. who can perform past life regressions. And I actually found, I was living in Orlando, Florida at the time, and I found that in Tampa, there was a school, the Florida Institute of Hypnotherapy, and they were really big on past life regressions. They do an entire series on transpersonal hypnosis, which is life between life work, prenatal work, stuff like that. All your past life regressions, your chakras, things like that. So I was very excited. I was like, oh, maybe I should do this instead of, you know, going to somebody. I can learn how to do it. And I figured this would be a skill that I could learn, and I could make money doing it. I could do it to other people. And I had been trying to do that since I was a teenager. I wanted to know how it really worked. And at this point, I was more convinced that this was something real, because I had, from that first book, I started reading a lot more and a lot more and a lot more. And I read a lot about reincarnation, and I read a lot about theories, and I read a lot about kids who came back with memories, kids who had skills that were completely unexplained, like they can play the piano although they never took a class, things like that. And I was so just blown away by the amount of information that's out there. And I was very, very confused as to why isn't this information available for everybody? Like, why is nobody talking about this, you know? And so I wanted to learn it myself, because that's just how I am. When I get really excited about something, I just completely delve into it and wanted to learn more and more and more and more. So I started going to school, and it was a really long program. It took the whole year, 2011, and I just learned so much. That school changed my life. I learned so much about hypnotherapy, and not just past life regressions, but everything. And when I found out how much hypnosis can help with, I was just blown away. I was absolutely blown away. And the personal work that I did changed my life. So that is my journey on how I decided to study hypnosis and become a hypnotherapist. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'm always here to answer. I look forward to doing more videos. Go ahead and comment below if there are any videos you want to see. I am starting this new channel called Hypno Beauty, as you know, because you're here, and this is going to incorporate both my businesses, my hypnotherapy business and my makeup business, with Tyra Beauty as a beauty-tainer. So both of these, I would love to answer any questions. Of course, hypnotherapy is my passion. I've been doing this for a while now, and I love to talk about it. So tell me what you want to hear, and I'll be happy to answer to you. Okay, have a great day.